Hello everyone, welcome to PCB E-classes. In today's lecture, we will be dealing with the super mesh analysis. Now, it is one of the part of the mesh analysis, but it is a special case. That is why we will be discussing about this super mesh analysis separately with a different type of problem. Fine. Now, you should know where to apply the super mesh. There are certain things which you should know about a circuit, how and where to apply the super mesh. Super mesh is a mesh analysis only. It is applicable when a circuit is consisting more than one mesh. First. Second thing, if more than one mesh is there, then between two mesh, whatever the branch is connected, which is common to both the mesh, right? That mesh should consist of a current source. With current source, that may be any resistance, any element in series, that doesn't matter. But that common branch should consist of a current source. That may be what type of current source, it doesn't matter, dependent current source or independent current source. But a current source, if it is common between two mesh, then super mesh is applicable. Fine. So where to apply? Let's see that one. Super mesh. First of all, note down certain points for the super mesh. What does it mean? You can see in the diagram, we can take the example. Here you see how many meshes are there in this circuit? Mesh 1, mesh 2. But within these two meshes, a current source is present. The branch which is common to both the meshes consisting of a current source. Right? Then super mesh is applicable. We can apply the super mesh. We cannot apply the mesh analysis simple, rather we can apply the super mesh. Or the same diagram, if this current source is there and another resistor is there in series, right? The same circuit I am doing it. A current source is there as well as a resistor is there in series. This entire branch is common to the mesh 1 and mesh 2. Then also we will be applying super mesh concept, right? What is the step 1 we have to follow? Whether a current source is common between two meshes. You have to check it out. If yes, apply super mesh concept. Fine. That is the first step. You have to make a note of it. Second, that is the second step what we have to follow. Super mesh, if it is applicable, then you have to assume two mesh current. Let's see here, two mesh current. I'll assume that two mesh are there, two mesh current. Let us take this one as I1 and let us take this one as I2. 2 mesh current in both the mesh. Ignoring the branch consists of current source. That means what? I will ignore this branch which consists of 2 ampere. That means what I will do? This part I am ignoring it, where the 2 ampere was present. So it is 1 ohm, 1 ohm, 4 volt. What are the assumptions we have taken? This is I1 and this is I2. Clear? Next. Assume a mesh combination of 2 mesh. These are the 2 mesh. Which mesh I will cover? Can I form here any loop? No. I cannot form any loop here. Next. Then what will be my mesh? My mesh will be the entire one. Entire this one will be my single mesh, and this mesh is said to be the super mesh. Right? So next, fourth step is apply KVL considering the super mesh. First of all, we should know why we are applying the super mesh. Why? See here, in this circuit, if the mesh 1 equation, if I want to write down, can I apply the mesh analysis here? No. Here the KVL violates. Why the KVL violates? Because in order to apply the KVL, I need the voltage or voltage drops. Yes or no? But what is the voltage drop across 4 volt? 4. What is the voltage drop across 1 ohm? I1 into 1 ohm. Okay. But what is the voltage drop across a current source? That we don't know. Right? If a voltage source across this current source we cannot know or we don't know, then can we apply the KVL? No. We cannot apply KVL across in a loop where the current source is present until unless we know the voltage drop or the potential across that current source. Fine. So here the voltage is not known, so we cannot apply the KVL. Similarly, in this case also, can we apply the KVL? No. As we cannot apply the KVL, we are ignoring this 2 ampere and we are considering the entire one as a mesh, which is said to be the super mesh consisting of more than one mesh. Fine. Suppose I have to find out the current in this 1 ohm. Current in this 1 ohm I have to find it out. So I will apply the mesh analysis. This comes under the mesh analysis itself. This comes under the mesh analysis. Fine. Now I came to know that a current source is present in between. So what is my equivalent circuit diagram? This will be my equivalent circuit diagram. Fine. Chalo. Now apply the mesh analysis. Right? What is this path? Let us take A, B, C, D. So my path is A to B, B to C, C to D and D to apply KVL. by applying KVL. This will be negative, this is positive. Current enters this side, so this will be positive, negative. Here the current enters downward, so it is positive, negative. This is positive, negative. Now the respective mesh current you have to consider. That is as per the mesh analysis. You have to consider the I1 for this part, I2 for that part. Let me write down the KVL equation. So what I'll write down? What I'll write? -4 next plus 1 into I1 next plus 1 into I2 next plus 2 equals to 0. So what can I write down? I1 plus I2 equals to 2. This is my super mesh equation by applying KVL. Fine. This is equation number 1. Next you see in this diagram, I1 is downward, I2 is upward. What is my 2 ampere direction? Upward. So which one is dominant? I2 is dominant. So can I write down this I2 from figure? Can I write down I2 minus I1 will be equals to 2 ampere? What is this one? By applying KCL we have got it. By applying KCL we have got it. Leaving current is I2, entering current is I1. So what will be this 2 ampere? 2 ampere is upward. KCL. So let us take this is equation number 2. Now solving 1 and 2. Which current I need? Current in 1 ohm. What is the current flowing? I2. So what I'll write down here by solving this one? Can I write down this one as 2I2 equals to 4? 2I2 equals to 4. So I2 equals to 2 ampere. What is I2 actually? Current flowing through 1 ohm resistor. Now let us see this type of problem. Fine. See here. Current source is present between 2 meshes. How many meshes are there? 2 meshes are there. In between, a branch is connected by the current source and a resistor is in series. That means whether we have to apply mesh analysis or super mesh analysis. We have to apply super mesh analysis. So for super mesh analysis, what is the first assumption we have to make? That in 2 different meshes, you have to assume the current. Let us take this one as I1 and let us take this one as I2. Fine. Next is you have to ignore that branch and you have to consider a super mesh. This branch will be ignored. This total branch will be ignored. So what will be my equivalent circuit diagram? My equivalent circuit diagram will be this one, 20 volt, next 4 ohm, this is 10 ohm, 6 ohm, 20 volt, right? Here mesh current is there. What is the mesh current? I1. Here a mesh current is there. What is it? I2. But we are ignoring these 2 points. The entire current source and 2 ohm in series, that we are ignoring it. So which is my, if that branch is removed, then what will be my mesh? This will be my mesh, right? So entire one will be considered as to a mesh and the name is said to be the super mesh. So my mesh analysis will be in this way. So what I'll write down? -20 next plus 6 into I1 next plus 10 into I2, next plus 4 into I2 equals to 0. So what can I write down? 6I1 plus 14I2 equals to 20. This is my mesh equation, right? Equation number 1. Now from the circuit diagram you see here, 6 ampere is upward. So which one is dominant? I2 is dominant than the I1. Can I write down the KCL equation? What is the KCL equation? Here I2 minus, I2 is upward, I1 is downward. I2 minus I1 is equals to 6 ampere. This is my KCL equation. We get I1 I2. Now see here in this one, 20 volt is a potential, leave it. Next is a, when current enters in the 6 ohm, I into 6, I1 into 6, then it gives rise to the potential difference. From where we have got the potential difference, V equals to IR. What is that? Ohm's law. Right? Now when we are applying this analysis, mesh analysis, what is the equations we are writing down? These equations are KVL equations basically. So what we are writing down? KVL equations. Right? Next, in the super mesh, you can see here another KCL equation is also written. So we are applying KCL equation also. So which are applicable? Ohm's law plus KVL equation plus KCL equation gives rise to super mesh analysis. That means what? In super mesh analysis, we write down 3 equations: Ohm's law equation, KVL equation as well as KCL equation. Clear? But if I'll consider only a mesh, only a simple mesh, right? Only a simple mesh I am considering. This is a voltage source. Fine. We are applying the mesh analysis. Fine. So this will be the current direction. So it will be plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. When I am applying the KVL, when I am applying the mesh analysis, what are they? Ohm's law is applicable. KVL is applicable. Is there any current source so that we will be applying the KCL equation? No. That means in mesh analysis, what are applicable? Ohm's law plus KVL is applicable. Combination of the Ohm's law and the KVL equation, it gives rise to the mesh equation. But for a super mesh equation or super mesh analysis, what we require? Ohm's law, KVL as well as a KCL equation. Fine. This is a major difference between the mesh analysis and the super mesh analysis. Fine. In this way, we will be solving the problems or the electrical circuit using the super mesh analysis. Fine. The problems related to the super mesh as well as a mesh analysis we will be dealing in the practice session. Thank you.